Watch me do a quick shower makeover from start to finish. I'm renovating my friend's beach house for her on a budget. And that bathroom was from the 70s, so I brought it down to the studs. To waterproof around the bathtub, I am using the Guru foam boards. And there was a little section at the end of the bathtub, so I decided to make a bench. I found that the foam boards are so much easier to use than Durarock and then RedGuard. You just hang them up with the screws and fasteners directly to the studs, and then you're just putting some silicone over those to make it watertight. My friend's leaving the entire design up to me, so I really wanted to do something different and go with this black subway tile. I decided to lay it at a herringbone pattern just to make it look more high-end and really be the focal point of the room. I started off by laying the design out on the floor just so I could plan ahead and make sure I had that center point perfect. I made most of my cuts before I actually started installing the tile, which made it a lot easier using my Ruby wet saw. And the key to laying herringbone pattern is to make sure that you keep everything nice and square throughout the entire process. I used the laser level for the majority of it just to make sure that I was on track. And I wanted to make sure that I would end at the same exact point on both the right side of the wall and the left side. To keep my spacing consistent throughout, I am using 1/16 of an inch horseshoe spacers. I wanted to go with a seamless look so that the grout joints weren't standing out, so I went with a black grout. At first, I was a little nervous because it looked blue when I was putting it up there, but it dried perfectly. And I decided to do all of the black grout prior to the other two walls because for there, I'm going to use 12 by 24 white tile. I didn't want any of that black grout to go in those joints, and I figured that would just be a pain to get it out. I started off by tiling the bench, and for all of the corners on that, I'm using Schluter trim. And then I just worked my way up the wall. I'm using the Guru wedge spacers. It was my first time using these type of spacers for the larger format tile, but I definitely will stick to that. They actually worked out perfect. And again, to kind of give it that seamless look, I'm using white grout on the white tile. This is Latta Creek's ready-to-use grout in the color bright white. So for my next wall, I had all of my shower valves that I needed to cut around. And I got this cool little cup thing off of Amazon that actually worked out perfectly just to make sure that there was water flowing through during my cut. For the larger valve, I did not have a hole saw for that, so I just opted to use my grinder. And then I just finished it off by carrying that 12 by 24 tile all the way up the wall. And because grout is not waterproof, any change of plane, like where the tile meets the tile or the tile meets the tub, I'm using 100% silicone. My go-to trick I learned from Winnie Designs, and it is using the silicone, a little bit of soapy water in a spray bottle, and then either a popsicle stick or this little gadget that I got from Amazon. The soapy water prevents the silicone from sticking to anything else other than where you already put it, so it really makes it so much easy and less messy. And I definitely should have done this part prior to tiling, but lesson learned. So I'm going to go ahead and mix some paint up. This is Bear's Ultra Pure White, and I covered all of the tile with some paper, that way I wouldn't ruin it. I love using that 18-inch roller. It definitely gets your paint job done faster. And the bathroom definitely needed some extra lighting, so I added some electric right above the bathtub area there. I just had to cut that hole and then pull it down to add this LED light. Now that mostly everything was done in here, it's time to install the bathroom fixtures. I just went with this black set off of Amazon to kind of go with that whole black and white theme. And if you guys want like detailed tutorials on how to install any of this, I have it all on my Instagram for you. And I'm giving it a nice deep clean. I'm using Dawn Power Wash. I swear by this stuff, it works magic. I don't like using bleach in the shower because it tends to color your grout. And to keep that black tile nice and shiny and water spot free, I'm putting some Rain-X on it. I love using Rain-X on all of the tile, even those black fixtures and your shower door. I spray some directly to my microfiber cloth, not the tile, and then just use circular motions to apply it. I applied 2 coats of that, and then I just used my microfiber cloth to wipe it all down. I love the way that it turned out. The black is something that I have never done before, but I think it is a huge focal point for this bathroom. Up next is installing the vanity, the LVP flooring, and the toilet.